123. We're going to talk about Dr. Gates' diet this week. I'm Dr. Rutherford, certified functional medicine practitioner and chiropractor.
Dr. Randall Gates, board certified chiropractic neurologist, also a chiropractor.
So we'd had a request for what do we eat. And I shared what I ate last week. I was surprised at the positive feedback on it. By the way, I forgot to mention that, yes, I do eat lots and lots of vegetables as a vegetarian. I just assumed people knew that that's what I was eating at dinner. But yes, so what we're going to do is this week, I know the diet definitely seems to be the biggest challenge for people. That there's people come in here and it's just like it's a piece of cake. They don't care. They just zip right through it. But they are definitely in the minority. They're definitely not the largest group of people that come in here. So inevitably this question was going to come up, well, what do you eat? So you got to know what I eat, more so you got to know what I didn't eat. This week we get to hear what Dr. Gates eats. So you're on this week's Your Diet.
So a standard breakfast for me, especially as we move into the latter part of the year where there's more fruits and veggies, I'll have strawberries and blueberries with cinnamon on top and almond butter. Now, we're both vegetarians, as we've discussed. We both don't eat eggs, so that makes it difficult. So I can't really have eggs for breakfast like I used to enjoy. And so that's typically my standard breakfast. And then I will have, traditionally, a Dr. Gates smoothie throughout the day. Those are almond butter, almond milk, and pea protein. And then at night, I will have a mix of veggies. As Dr. Rutherford has alluded to, I go to the Indian restaurant almost every night. I'm in Reno. So I'm always there and usually have some sort of vegetable
medley. You go to the
medley.
Indian restaurant on South Virginia Street and tell them, Dr. Gates, they'll probably give you free food.
Yes. Help to keep the place in business. So they have nice blends of vegetables that I really enjoy. And because I don't really eat grains, I've been trying to have rice maybe once every other week or maybe once a week. I'm actually finding I just don't do well with it. Many of you know that I'm very anti-grains. So I'm going away from that. And when I go to the Indian restaurant, I have these little potato pancakes because I can have potato. Potato doesn't bother me. Just a little more full disclosure, I do have IBS, and so as a vegetarian, a lot of the vegetables and the fruits I actually don't do well with. So foods like onions and garlic, and many of you are well aware of the FODMAP list, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, things that are really tasty, and I do like them, I can't eat them, because if I eat them, I won't be able to treat all of you during the day. So that's kind of my diet. It's very restrictive, but it is what it is. It's the diet on which I feel the best. I have a lot of energy. My bowel symptoms are by far minimized compared to what they used to be. And so that's the diet that works for me. So him and I, Dr. Rutherford and I, we eat for basically just energy. We're not as caught up in the taste of things anymore. And that's a good place to get to. I know a lot of you aren't going to get there because a lot of you are foodies. Oh yeah, and I do need to mention I do eat fresh baked paleo bread. I do really enjoy their almond bread. It's the country white without eggs, and it's delicious. I highly recommend it to everybody.
We have patients who make that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can probably get it through us.
Yeah.
We get nothing out of it. You also, when we used to eat breakfast on every Saturday morning, now we eat dinner every Monday night together. When we used to have potatoes and spinach for breakfast.
Yeah, that's right.
Two servings of potato. Of course, we sit there for 2 hours
with lots of mustard
and discuss stuff. So that was the breakfast for a long time.
Yeah.
And again, not to sound like we're like Superman or anything like that. It's just that we sit there and listen to you all day long. We listen to people all day long. It's just interesting. To hear today, it's different than it used to be 10 years ago. Today, everybody's on the paleo diet, the autoimmune paleo diet. Now, the ketogenic diet is making a new comeback. So now we're getting people on the ketogenic diet, the paleo ketogenic diet, all kinds of things. So you can see people are more aware of diet, and that's making it a little bit easier. People have already kind of coming in going, okay, I know I got to change this. But just, and then going to seminars. I was telling somebody the other night, we went to that one seminar. It was like 5 years ago. We went to Vasquez's seminar, and it was a specialty seminar. It was 5 days, all day long, talking about food. Dr. Tom, the gluten guy, was there. I'll just leave it at that. He was there talking about gluten, and there were people from all over the world, Spain, Portugal. They were talking about diet, and there was this big picture up on the wall during most of the summer. Like, it was like acres. It must have been like 30 feet by 30 feet up on the wall behind the speakers, and it was 95% vegetables and fruits. There was a small amount of meat. There was one fish, and that was it. And then every time they said something during the period of time that they were talking, they said, and where you get this from is broccoli, and you get this from potatoes, and you get this from that. And then you had the FODMAP guys, and then you had non-FODMAP. No, not that. Yeah, you did. Well, you had the SIBO guys. That was the SIBO guy. But anyway, when that's all you hear, and after a couple of years of realizing that, that's where the science shows that we're going to be the most healthiest. It's easier when it's in your face all day, and still it's not easy, but it's a challenge. It's a challenge for all the reasons that we've said. But so I think we're a little bit more acutely aware of food and truly its effect on you, and the fact that there are different nuances for different people's systems, and no one diet is for everybody, and so it's really the biggest challenge. It's probably one of the main reasons we see you every week instead of every couple of weeks or stuff, to just try to keep you on track. Obviously there's things that can change when you get the supplements, and we want to catch that as soon as possible. But it's a challenge. So don't feel bad if you're struggling about it. But stick with it, because I personally can tell you, it's worth it. It's worth getting up in the morning and feeling good, and having the energy to go through the day and do this, get up in the morning and do this at 7:20 in the morning, and then see patients all day and go home and walk my dog and whatever it is, So, I don't eat right one day. Man, I'll tell you what, I am tired, I am foggy, I struggle, so it's worth it. It's worth it, so.
And I'll also say that we both went through the original program, and we've introduced everything back in too. Because some of you may be saying, well, what? I can't have almonds, you can have almonds. You're having potatoes, I can't have potatoes.
Right.
We've introduced everything, and with our vegetarian diets, you have to make exceptions. For those of you who are familiar with the 7 diets, there are nuances to each. So if somebody's a vegetarian now, I allow almond butter into the diet. So anyways, that's the key to success for this week. I hope you found it helpful, and we appreciate you watching. Go to powerhealthtalk.com for more information. We'll see you then.